Another Adobe Illustrator quick tip by Fatfly Design.
As a graphic designer, if you're designing for printed publications, you need to be aware of bleed. You need to know what it is and when you need it. Now, setting up bleed guides in Illustrator is really quite easy. As you create a new document, we can add bleed. Now you need to know what that amount is, and that will vary from print shop to print shop and from job to job. So you'll need to talk to whoever's producing your printed piece and ask them what they want the bleed settings set to. Here where I work, if I go to the copy center here on campus, they've asked us for a 1/4 inch bleed, 0.25 inches. And when I hit create, it creates a new document with this red guide, and that red guide extends, it's off the edge of my artboard, and it's a 1/4 inch on top, bottom, left, and right. So if I have artwork that touches the edge of my finished printed piece, I need to extend it to my bleed guides. So let's look at an example of this. I've got a business card design here, and I'm going to show you a few different scenarios here. So this is a business card, and it is 3.5 inches by 2 inches, and I turned bleed guides on, and I set them up at a 1/4 inch. Now in this particular design, there is no bleed. I don't have any ink touching anywhere along the edges. So in this case, I really don't need the bleed guides. But if I chose to design this a little differently, as in this example, I do need bleeds because I have ink that touches the top and the left. And what I had to do, I'm going to bring this back, is I had to create the design and then say, does ink touch the edge? And it did here, so I extended this box all the way out to the bleed guide, and I had to do the same with this box, top and left. Now on the right hand side in the bottom, I don't have any bleed. Now if I keep moving over, I'm going to jump over here. Here's another design, and this is what I would call full bleed. I have ink that touches the top, the right, the bottom, and the left edge. If I were to send this off to production just like this, there's a problem. I did not extend my artwork all the way out to the bleed guides. When they print, and more importantly when they trim this business card, there's a good chance that I might get a white sliver along the edge if they under trim it or over trim it just a little. So I need to work in bleed. This is not set up correctly. If I pan over here to the right, this one is set up correctly. I extended this all the way to those bleed guides. As a designer, when you're designing for printed publications, if you're going to have ink that touches the edge of your finished piece, you need to account for bleed. I suggest that you turn on these bleed guides. That'll show you where your bleed needs to go to. And how much that bleed is will be determined by whoever's producing your printed piece.
Thanks for watching this Illustrator quick tip. I hope it was helpful. If you like what you saw, please hit like and subscribe below. And if you get a chance, visit my website at fatflydesign.com.